today's video, I'm going to review a couple of sunscreens from the brand Supergoop, specifically their Unseen Sunscreen versus their Glowscreen Sunscreen. I purchased both of these to try, really thinking that the Unseen Sunscreen would be one that I would use more on a regular basis underneath makeup, and the Glowscreen Sunscreen I could use really instead of any kind of BB cream. I don't wear foundation, so it's not applicable to me, but perhaps for you, if you could replace any part of your makeup routine by using this Glowscreen sunscreen instead. So I'm really going to walk through both products and show you how they both apply to my face so that you can make an informed decision if this is worth your purchase. First of all, sunscreen is such a personal choice. Your preferred sunscreen needs to be based on your skin type, your skin tone, your lifestyle. Do you spend most of your time indoors? Are you outdoors for most of the day? What is the UV index where you live? Your sunscreen could vary based on the seasons, your preference of chemical sunscreens versus mineral sunscreens, etc., etc., etc. It really is impossible for me to recommend a good sunscreen for you with all of those variables in play. So when I do a sunscreen review like I'm doing today, it will be to give you my opinion on the product's performance and its suitability within the context of my skin type, skin tone, exposure to the sun, all of those types of things. Hopefully to give you enough information that you can extrapolate and apply to your own situation and inform you whether or not to make this purchase or not. First of all, my skin type is combination skin, oily in my T-zone, dry in my cheeks, generally sensitive, rosacea prone, and I have a very hard time finding sunscreen that will not be reactive on my skin. My standby, the one that I always go back to, is the Elta MD brand. I've already done a video on one of the sunscreens in that brand and I'll link it to you. I am extremely happy to report that with both of these sunscreens, I didn't have any negative side effects. I didn't have any irritation. That's a pretty big bonus for me to have another set of sunscreens in my arsenal that I can rely on for my sensitive prone skin. Okay, with this one, the first thing we have to talk about is the price. The Glowscreen is $48 Canadian and it's a 50 ml pack. As the Unseen Sunscreen is $45, same size, 50 ml. It's so expensive. Just don't think for that price, this is for the average consumer. If you're like me with very sensitive skin and you can't sample it first, that's a lot of money to spend on a wing and a prayer that it's going to work for you. I spent $100 on these two sunscreens. Right off the bat, I'm disappointed with the price. I just don't think this is an accessible product for lots of people. The other downside with a product like this, which is a sunscreen, essentially protecting your skin from skin cancer, and at a price like this, I would think most people are not going to be liberal in their application. People are going to want to stretch out this product, and to do that, you'll end up using less of the product than you should be in order to achieve that SPF of 40. I'll link to a video I've done on how to apply sunscreen to your face and neck, and also how much sunscreen you're supposed to be applying to your face and neck, because the idea of liberal application definitely applies here. Now for me, since I'm someone who is very reactive to sunscreen, I will be willing to pay more for a product, as it can be hard for me to find sunscreen that actually works on my skin. If you're still with me and you have the money to invest in a product like this, let's get into the review. So let's talk about the things that apply to both of these sunscreens. Both the Unseen Sunscreen and the Glowscreen are vegan and cruelty-free. They both have an SPF factor of 40, and on the Sephora website, at least here in Canada, the site illustrates a PA rating of +++. That rating is generally used in Asian sunscreens to reference the UVA protection. Just a little reminder that the UVA rays from the sun, you can always attribute those ones to the aging ones, and the UVB rays are the ones that cause burns. A, aging, B, burns. That's how I remember it in its simplistic form. Both of these have no synthetic fragrance, and both of these are chemical sunscreens. Supergoop does also offer mineral sunscreens if you're interested, and I'll look to purchase those in the future as well for a review. Mineral sunscreens, or physical sunscreens as they're sometimes called, use zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. There are pros and cons to both chemical and mineral sunscreens, neither of which I'll really get into for the purpose of this review. The biggest con with a mineral sunscreen that most people report is that it leaves a white cast on the face or a white film, whereas chemical sunscreens, people often with sensitive skin will have irritation and allergy to some of the ingredients in those chemical sunscreens. So wherever you sit on wanting chemical or mineral sunscreens, I'll be sure to review both so that you can pick and choose what's best suited for your skin type. Getting back to our comparison here, both sunscreens are both makeup gripping primers, and they're both formulated with various antioxidants. I will point out though that the Unseen sunscreen is oil-free. It is also water resistant for up to 40 minutes, and it does offer blue light protection within its formulation, which of course is referencing its ability to protect our skin from the blue light emitted from our technology. Let's talk through some of the differences between these two. First, just a quick overview of the chemical filters used in both of these sunscreens. The Unseen sunscreen has avobenzone at 3%, as does the Glowscreen. You'll notice that the Unseen sunscreen also contains homosalate at 8%, whereas the Glowscreen does not. Both contain octosalate at 5%, and both contain octocrylene just at different percentages. The Unseen sunscreen is at 4%, whereas the Glowscreen is at 10%. Really, avobenzone is the only one that's offering UVA protection. The others are all forms of UVB protectants. All right, I think we're ready to see how these look on my skin. Unseen sunscreen, as you can derive from the title, is colorless. It doesn't have a scent. It's a formula that actually acts as a makeup gripping primer for your face. Supergoop claims that it smooths the appearance of pores and leaves behind a soft velvety finish. I think that's partially due to the fact that there's silicones in this formulation, which we know can add that silky smooth kind of finish on the skin. The Unseen sunscreen is really targeted for people with normal or combination skin. Glowscreen sunscreen, on the other hand, it's not oil-free. It's actually much more hydrating and is targeted more to all skin types, including drier skin. It's like the Unseen sunscreen. It's meant to be a makeup gripping primer. It's tinted, of course, and it really has an iridescent reflection when applied to the skin. Now with the Glowscreen sunscreen, it feels much more like a lotion on its application. Still goes on very elegantly, smoothly, easy to spread into the skin. It does have a fast absorption. I would say not quite as fast as the Unseen sunscreen does. Supergoop claims it has a pearlescent finish, and I would absolutely agree with that. In fact, I was quite pleasantly surprised at the amount of coverage, the iridescent glow to this, how it made my skin look overall very bright, like I had just spent the day at the beach without encountering all those harmful UVA and UVB rays. A busy mama 3, so typically we spend a fair amount of time outside. I did not burn or have any ill effect. I think the wear test is certainly valid. Glowscreen absolutely retained its pearlescent finish right till the end of the day. You can see here, this is at my nighttime routine. It stayed the entire day, no issue. I will definitely keep these two as part of my sunscreen arsenal. I would say the Unseen sunscreen is a great everyday sunscreen. It pairs beautifully under makeup. You don't even know you're wearing it. Very cosmetically elegant in terms of its application and absorption. Of course, the fact that it didn't irritate my skin, big bonus, big plus. As for the Glowscreen, I do love this product. I think it looks fabulous on the skin. I think it gave me rich, luminous look to my skin. However, I feel like it might look a little out of place in the dead of winter here in Canada. I would say that this is going to be my go-to all summer. I think the price for this one is a little bit more understandable because I wouldn't need to use any additional BB cream. I can see wearing this with no makeup all summer, while also enjoying the benefits of an SPF 40. Me, that makes the price of this one totally worth it. Of course, sunscreen is just one element in the actions you take to protect yourself from the harmful UVA and UVB rays from the sun. Wearing sun protective clothing, wearing a hat, minimizing the amount of time that you spend in direct sun if it's at all possible, are all great best practices when it comes to your sun exposure. And if you implement one of these two as the last step in your morning routine every single day, then you don't even have to worry about it. You know you've already implemented it into your routine. It becomes sort of second nature to you. You may also like a product review I did from Bally Body, specifically on their BB cream. I actually use a lot of their self-tanning products. So if you're interested, I could do future reviews on some of those as well. What is the UV index where you live? Oh, that's so expensive. Essentially protecting you from protecting your skin from skin cancer. It lasts longer Chemical sunscreens, of course, are absorbed into this, of course,